I want Jason on the show, man. I want Jason on the show. I wanted him on because I want him to talk about. Whatchamacallit, about the Chargers. So if you want to come on, I got to switch you to the other one because I got YouTube on the other one. So if you do want to come on, you tell me. I want to talk about you with Harbaugh because that's something I want to talk about with Jason. Jason is a true Bolts fan. I'm going to always call them the San Diego Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers just don't sound good to me. No, not at all. And I just saw this just now, just on my phone that, and Gumbo Chef just sent me, what did he send me? Meeting two Louisiana girls in the elevator. Well, we actually met one. Did we meet two? One or two? We met one. Yeah, she was from Shreveport. I'll come on. You're also getting two screaming kids. We'll do it later. Yes. Okay, we'll do that later then. Yes. Let's make that happen. Yes. Agreed. But did you guys see this? I wanted to lead. I mean, there's stuff I want to talk about. Let me lead with this. So a fantasy site fires an employee. I'm just amazed that an employee for a fantasy football website has been fired for being involved in a cheating scandal during a prestigious NFL playoffs tournament with a six-figure first prize National Fantasy Football Championship. It was done. Sports Hub is the parent company for the National Fantasy Football Championship, a longtime tournament operator. Hold'em contest features a $150,000 first prize and attracted 1,521 entries. Hey, Cheryl Meyer, the realtor's on. If you need a realtor in Southern California, she's your person. Among the contestants were a group of fantasy players featured on the Ship Chasing podcast. They first spotted the issue and brought it to the attention of the tournament operators. Pete Overzet, an experienced fantasy football player, said his group found the issue while attempting to differentiate its roster from the lineup of the contestant in question. So the contestant swapped one player in both the wild card divisional rounds of the playoffs, moves that were both approximately 20 points each to the entry, which was in fourth place after Sunday's game. An hour into the second of two wild card games, January 20th, the user switched Mostert from the Dolphins for Aaron Jones. In the first game, Mostert ran for 33 yards and 8 carries. Well, then Jones against the Cowboys had $118 and 3 touchdowns. Jones also rushed for 108 yards the following week in their loss to the Niners. The next week, the same contestant switched out Rashee Rice for Travis Kelce after, he had 2 touchdowns in the win over the Bills, according to a source. How do you even do that stuff? The integrity. I mean, what is wrong with people, man? You gotta have some integrity. Oh, my God. Now, in my walk of life as a trainer, I get exposed to a lot of stuff. There are death cafes. Do you know what a death cafe is? People like to talk about death, and there are death cafe nights where people come in and talk about death. Death cafes. That's one of them. And I didn't know this. This is very niche. There are, let me get this right. I want to make sure I get this right. Amish romance novels. Romance novels. So I guess it's like, Witness with Harrison Ford. It's like that kind of thing where, the passion inside their bodies couldn't come out as his smelly body from his clothes that had been on for 14 days stuck to his body. And he looked at the woman with the hairiest legs he's ever seen because he was into hair on their legs. And he said, "That's the woman I want to end up with. I'm in love. I love her so much. She's the love of my life." Oh, yes. Amish romance novels. I said, that's what I got to get into. I got to start doing, hey, Josh. Hey, Rob, how you doing? I said, I got to get into that stuff. So I thought that was really good. Now, my picture I have up today, I got a football card of Harbaugh. His last year playing 2000 was with the Chargers. I thought that was kind of apropos for today. They're saying that Sharon Moore will be the next head coach. And Brian Kelly, Barrett Sally, a guy I follow, says that Brian Kelly be the next head coach. Are you kidding me? Brian Kelly, Barrett Sally, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was like, no way do they want him in Ann Arbor. No way. And then one of the guys in company of Jace, who's Hoge, I don't even know how you say his name, was saying first he heard someone saying Urban Meyer wants the Michigan job. Are you kidding me? Now, I know that Pitino went from Kentucky to Louisville, and that was crazy in its own right. But this, come on. Now, we also, so I am on a tweet that goes on forever with Aaron, Rob, and Josh for Company of Jace. Now we're trying to get a show to do together, all of us in person, which should happen in the near future. But I saw a thing last night that said that Doc Rivers is a top 15 coach in football, in basketball, all time. So you know what? It made me think, and they were arguing that he's overrated. Well, guys, in the top 20 coaches wins wise, he is number 9 all time. He has won 1,097. He is one away from passing Larry Brown, and reportedly he signed a $40 million contract. He is only 58 behind Phil Jackson, and he is 78 behind George Karl. So the top is Popovich, who won 5 rings. You got Nelson second with 1374. 1335, Don Nelson, who never, ever played, never won a conference championship, and never won a conference, and never won a championship. 0-0. Lenny Wilkins won a title. He's third with 1332. So Popovich has 6. Wilkins has 2. Jerry Sloan. Well, I'm sorry. Wilkins has 1 ring. Popovich has 5. Sorry, Popovich has 5 rings. Wilkins has 1. He's third. Wilkins has 1332. Then it's Jerry Sloan with 1221, who had some very good teams with the Utah Jazz. But didn't Jerry Sloan pass? Am I correct in this? I think didn't Jerry Sloan pass away? Am I correct? I thought Jerry Sloan got sick and he passed away. Jerry Sloan. Yeah, 2020. I remember he passed. Jerry Sloan was a hell of a coach, and he had great teams in Utah. They just couldn't beat the Bulls. So that was another guy on the list who's up there in the top 4. Then Riley is 5th with 1210. Plus Riley has 9 conference championships and 5 rings. Then George Karl is 6th with 1175 with no championships. 7th is Jackson, 1155 with 11 rings, which is, you can't even. Then it's Larry Brown, who won one with the Pistons. And then it's Doc Rivers. So I would say Doc, and Rick Adelman's on the list at 1,042. And he got to a finals with the Trailblazers, never won anything. Bill Fitch won 1. He only won 1 with the Celtics. I thought he won more. Then Red Auerbach is 12th. Dick Motta went to a lot of finals. Dick Motta won 1, I think, if I'm correct, he won with the Bullets. And Rick Carlisle's 14th with 920. I never thought of Rick Carlisle as a great coach. And Jack Ramsey, Cotton Fitzsimmons had those great teams, but never won anything with the Phoenix Suns. Gene Shue coached for a long time. He actually had more losses than wins. He had a 477 win percentage. Yeah, he's there. And then Nate McMillan has won 760 games. Eric Spoelstra's next at 19 with 728, and he's won 2. And John McLeod, who was a Knicks coach, he had some very good Sun teams, went to the finals when they lost to the Celtics in a great finals. What was that, back in 76? So I have to say to the guys, you may say he's overrated, but out of the guys on the list, the top 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of the 20 have won titles. 8 of the 20 have not. Yeah, I want to get that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. 12 of the 20 won rings. 8 did not. I don't think he's overrated. I just think it takes a lot to win. We were talking about players, and everybody goes against Barkley. Barkley was a goddamn very good player. Very good player. And I feel that, think about it. Julius Erving went to all those finals. They only won 1. They won 1 goddamn finals. They played the Trailblazers. They played the Lakers. Wait, I'm trying to think. How many NBA finals did Julius Erving play in? He played NBA finals. Julius Erving played a lot. Julius Erving. All right, so Julius Erving played. Oh, they're showing his last season. I'm trying to see. Julius Erving led the Sixers to the finals 4 times in 7 years including 83 championships. So he went 1-3. 1-3. That's a lot of finals. And he had, Billy Cunningham was a good coach. Went to a lot of finals. Didn't win a lot of things. Didn't win a lot of finals. I mean, guys, but he got one. So everybody, hey, look, we talked about Mattingly, never been one. Ernie Banks, Mike Trout's never even been to never been to an ALCS. Never even won one playoff series. Guys go through their careers and don't have the teams. Dominique Wilkins was a very good player. They never went anywhere. All the teams, all those Milwaukee teams that, and he was a Knick coach too. And I think he retired in Maui. But Don Nelson had a 557 winning percentage, won 1,335 games, and didn't go to any. Didn't win any. Went to the NBA finals. Did he go to the NBA finals? Did Don Nelson ever coach a team? Did they ever make the Don Nelson coaching? Let me look at this coaching record. Let's look at this up. Okay, here we go. He coached a long time, man. Yeah, he coached a long, long time. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. Milwaukee. I'm trying to, in his career in the playoffs. Yeah, he didn't go. I don't think Don Nelson, I don't think he ever coached in the NBA Finals. I'm trying to look right here. 5-3, 8-8, which means 83, 84, which means didn't make the finals. 7-6, yeah. Okay, Dallas in 2002, 2003. So that means he had to win at least 2 series, but they didn't make the finals. So that was his best year, was 2002, 2003. And they had to lose in the NBA. They went 16 teams that were great. And they lost in the Western Conference Finals 4-3. Never coached an NBA Finals. That's kind of crazy, man. Never even got there. All those wins didn't do anything. Yeah, I think so. Rob thinks Doc is good at taking a young team that's never been to the playoffs and being the coach to get them that step. Dude, he's won titles. You might say that now. Who's finishing the job? Who's finishing the job? What do you mean to get there? I don't want a coach to get me there. Dude, the Bucks are not a team to get you there. The Bucks, he has more talent. Giannis has been there. I just think it could end up with them against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then we're going to see what's going to happen. Maybe he'll get over the hump this year, but he couldn't do it with Embiid. I don't know how he's going to do it with Giannis. I just don't think he was a good choice. And I think they were unhappy with the way things were going, and which I understand. But we're going to see what happens going forward. We really are. We're going to see what happens. Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. And a lot of people were upset that he's not leading the finals. The starters, Jalen Brunson, and I Barkley talked yesterday about MJ. It was Chuck Daly. So what was it? The Dream Team? Was it 92? It must have been 92 because Chuck Daly coached the 92 team. They're playing golf, 18 holes. They finish 18, and Daly's like, well, we got a game tonight. And MJ's like, I'm playing another 18. He's like, you're going to play 36 holes? Played 36 holes. They get to the game, and Daly tells MJ, you're gonna guard the shooting guard. Okay. MJ goes, I'm guarding the point guard. He goes, what? No, you're going to do the shoot. No, I am guarding the point guard for Puerto Rico. They're playing Puerto Rico that night. The Puerto Rican point guard was talking shit in the papers about MJ. MJ says, I'm guarding him. Plays 36 holes and goes and shuts down and is talking to the guy nonstop the other game, Barkley says, about, don't you ever talk about me. I mean, that was Jordan. And I was kind of like comparing. Now, Brunson is not at that level yet, but I find that Brunson is very much into improving his game and giving his all every goddamn night. And I don't give a shit if he gets an all. I know people are like, well, he deserves it. And they're saying that Knicks fans haven't voted enough. And that might be true. But in the end, who gives a shit? Who remembers who started an all-star game in 2024, let alone 2023, 22, whatever year? No one remembers. And it's, it's a nice honor and everything. But at the end of the day, I need him to show me during the playoffs more than I need to show what he does in a goddamn all-star game. If he gets an all-star MVP, who gives a shit? Jordan used to not get MVP. He just used it as fodder for him for the playoffs and everything. Yeah, and we talked numerous times about Tom Brady. Did you see what Chris Russo said about Brady, that he was a game manager? A game manager. Tom Brady, a game manager. What the sometimes Russo, I don't know where he gets this from, but that he was a game manager. Game manager? What? What are you talking about, dude? You know, Roos, you've been doing this job forever. And maybe it's time for you to go away because now you just sound like a crazy old man who anything you throw anything against the wall and hopefully, are you trying to shock all of us as a game manager? I'd almost like him to say that to Brady's face and see the reaction, what Brady would say to him. Game manager. Yeah. Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Game manager. I was like, so goddamn stupid. You know, I mean, to even the stupidity. And I saw Vic Fangio is going to be the defensive coordinator for the Eagles after mutually parting from the Dolphins. And is it Dave Canales, who spent the past year as the offensive coordinator at the Bucs, is reportedly going to be the new head coach of the Panthers. He was with he worked for my favorite coach, Pete Carroll. Love Pete Carroll. Yeah. He spent the last more than a decade as assistant of Pete Carroll's Seahawks staffs, one season with Tampa, and bam, he's a head coach. You know, and John Ledyard, who I really like a lot, who covers the Bucs, said the problem having a defensive head coach is if they succeed, they're always going to take your offensive coordinator. And if Baker stays next year, he's going to have another offensive coordinator. And I didn't know this about Baker, but Hal, my cousin, sent me something. So Baker Mayfield grew up in Austin, was not recruited by Texas. RG3-2 was not recruited by Texas. Both of them won Heisman's, but you know, who's counting, right? I mean, who's counting? Meanwhile, Texas did shit those years. Oklahoma, he won a national. First of all, he's a walk-on in college at Texas Tech. Then goes to Oklahoma and wins a goddamn Heisman. And RG3 wins one at Baylor. But, you know, hey, it really didn't matter because Texas sucked those years. So he was like, fuck Mayfield. Well, I'm not a big Mayfield fan either. But I kind of respect Mayfield that he hates Texas that much because he grew up there, wanted to go there. They didn't even recruit him. And then he goes to Oklahoma and he wins the goddamn Heisman. Gotta respect the guy. I mean, I'm not a fan of his game, but good God, him and RG3, Texas passed on both of them. Hey, Barry Sanders, how the hell did Oklahoma pass on you? How the hell did they pass on you? Happens all the time. How did Tom Brady not start at Michigan every goddamn game? How did Bart Starr not start on a winless team at Alabama because he had shitty coaches? And Lloyd Carr might have won a national championship, but to not see the talent maybe no one saw in Brady still perplexes me to this day. I don't know how Lloyd Carr, when he's asked that question, doesn't get furious. I mean, how he just every day, like he looks at, what the hell did I not see in Brady? And you know, you see all these guys, the draft prognosticators, you know, saying who they should go after in the draft, and some of them make sense. It usually makes more sense than what the teams actually draft. And I still think, you know, I talked yesterday about the Cowboys with Dak Prescott. You know, that if you do get rid of him, who you bringing in, and then you got to have, there's a learning curve. Sometimes the guys, you know, grasp it right away. Other times they don't. And then it sets you back a couple of years and you lose prime years of great players and you have to go from there. Like the Jags said they're going to work on a long-term extension with Trevor Lawrence because who they're bringing in? Who they don't have a high draft pick, so they can't get a good, I mean, who are they bringing in to take over? Maybe Bo Nix? Does Bo Nix drop and they take a chance on him? Do they take a chance on Michael Penix and maybe say, hey, you know what? Bring him to training camp, and what if he blew away and then Trevor Lawrence goes somewhere else? I mean, that could be a possibility, right? But if you have a quarterback that's in play, you're going to lose more, you know, trying to, you know, get the new guy to learn the NFL, the speed of the game and everything. And, you know, a lot of these players and teams don't have time. These coaches, you know, they don't have this, like, you know, coaches are being gone 2-3 years, sometimes 2 years. I mean, Frank Reich was done, didn't even delete last of the season this year with the Carolina. So these owners have no patience. And you know, I mean, the Giants go after a new quarterback. It's the same situation. I mean, they don't really have a line. You're bringing a young guy in. Is he going to start right away? I don't think so. You got Jones there. I mean, there's a lot of things in motion right there to get done. So, I mean, I guess we're going to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, we're talking today and everything, and our text messages go on forever and ever and ever, which is always makes me happy. It does. It makes me very happy when. And I said we should, you know, we have great arguments or great talks, and I go, we should have this stuff when we are, you know, doing the show, but it doesn't happen. Yeah, guys have to work. Listen, I got home, my schedule is more flexible. I'm a personal trainer. I can do shows, and I got to do it before Michigan comes home. So, you know, that we do what we can do. So Clarence Hill Jr. says Dak Prescott Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Deron Bland, all among top 5 vote getters for NFL's top awards, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, you can have it all, guys. You can have all the awards you want, because the only award that I really give a shit about, I couldn't care less if Aaron Rodgers wins another goddamn MVP with the Jets and they go out in the first. I'm not going to remember any of that. Wow, he won an MVP. I don't give a shit. I want titles. That's the things that I'm going to remember. I'm not going to remember how many MVPs they won or all this shit. You will never forget Eli Manning has the Super Bowls. Never, ever, ever forget. You will not forget the Yankees. You will never forget 1986 for the Mets. You will never forget the Giants, the 86 Giants. There's 90, whatever, 2007. You never forget these teams. Ever. Rangers 94. Stuck in our memories. Knicks haven't won forever, and the Jets haven't won forever. So, hey, Islanders fans out there, yeah, what do you win? 83? Devils won. I forget. I don't even know how long ago the Devils won. But Devils won the last 20 years. But, hey, it is what it is. Nets are playing tonight. They host the T-Wolves. T-Wolves won last night. The Knicks, 27-17, host the 31-14 Nuggets tonight. But I see last night that Booker had 46 points. They're on a 7-game win streak. They blew out the Mavs last night. The Suns are on a 7-game win streak. They got 6. They're playing 7 games in 14 days. They blew out the Mavs. Loving the Mavs lose. And I said today too, Luka could maybe. Luka's a guy may never win a championship. And Rob goes, well, he's not happy in Dallas. I go, well, bring him to the Knicks, and you'll give away the whole entire team, and keep Brunson, and you'll have Brunson, Hardenstein, and Luka, and you'll give her. Because I don't know what you're going to get. They're not going to take draft picks for Luka. Luka, you're going to want serious high draft picks, and you're going to want a ton of players. A guy in his prime like that. But yeah, I wouldn't be happy in Dallas. That team isn't doing shit. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. You got South Carolina 17-0, number 1 in the country at number 9 LSU tonight. Miami women are playing at North Carolina. They're 20th in the country, so you got that tonight. Central Connecticut's playing at Fairleigh Dickinson, 5:00 on ESPNU. Oh, Fairleigh Dickinson's 9-11. Central Connecticut is 10-8, and I'll be watching that at 5:00. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I can sit through that. Islanders and Canadians tonight. The Devils are at the Hurricanes, and the Rangers just keep on. They lost the other night. They're going to play Friday night. Tomorrow night they're hosting the Golden Knights, and I think that's going to be a tough game for them, man. They're only up 4 points on it's Carolina. I think there's up 4 on Carolina. I mean, their whole lead in the conference is shrinking by the day, which is not good. Not good at all. And the no Brian Flores, Brad Spielberger said is a crime. The AP assistant coach of the year. I didn't know the NFL honors cracks me up. Now they have an NFL honors. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator for the Lions. Mike McDonald, defensive coordinator for the Ravens. Todd Monken, that was another Ravens guy. Jim Schwartz, Cleveland. And Bob Slowick, who could be up for, I think, did Atlanta brought him back, I think, for another interview? Atlanta's interviewed, 13, 14 people already? And Bill Belichick kind of wants his staff. I don't know if he's happy about the GM they have and everything, what's in place in Atlanta. He kind of wants his own guys, and I say move on. And I think Belichick might have to take a year off, and then I don't think he's gonna. And then he's gonna. What's he? 15 wins from Shula, passing Shula. I don't know, man. I think it's better for him to just. I wouldn't take a chance on him. I would not. That's me. I would not take a chance on him. Oh, and this is from On3 about the active head coaches to win best chance to win a national championship. You got Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney, and Mac Brown, only active, and Mac Brown is done. So it's Ryan Day, DeBoer with Bama, Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame. Are you kidding me? Brian Kelly, LSU. I think Dan Lanning. I think Oregon's going to be a team to reckon with. Mike Norville. I think he gets a quarter. I think they could be back again. Lincoln Riley. No, hell no. And Sarkisian. I like Sarkisian winning one with Texas. I think they could be next year. Could be their year, but hell no. Not the goddamn bullshit. No way. No way am I. No way am I Brian Kelly to be head coach of Michigan if it's bullshit. So I was looking up. Todd Helton only had 2,519 hits. And then I saw this on Company of Jace. They were comparing. They said Goff is better than Purdy. This is from Detroit Illustrated. Penny is better than Trent. Trent Williams has been doing it for a lot longer. And I think in playoff experience, definitely Goff over Purdy. And they're saying Purdy. Acho said that Purdy's 20-5 regular season games, and Acho said he's outplayed the opposing quarterback in 21 of his 25 games. Okay. Then they said Amon-Ra, Ayuk, Debo. That's two. I think it's kind of a push. Now, CMC, they took Gibbs over. Gibbs is a good player, but CMC is at a different level. CMC does it consistently. Gibbs isn't playing at that level. And then they took Hutchinson over Bosa. Did you watch Bosa? When they lost the Super Bowl to KC, he was all over the field dominating. And he dominates games. He takes over games. So bullshit. I mean, I think it's going to be. And then I said, what about Laporta and Kittle? Well, Kittle blocks and everything. Kittle, and he doesn't. And I agree with Rob what he said that that offense, some of his thunder's taken away, but if they didn't have him blocking and everything, and he does make big catches, I would take Kittle over to Laporta right now. But I still want the Lions. I hope they can get a win in there because I think they put pressure on Purdy. We saw what the Ravens did. That game could be over, could get ugly, which I would love it to get ugly. Well, I know not ugly, but I mean they could get the win. And Northwestern beat Illinois. Illinois, Northwestern, man, I love Northwestern playing good basketball because their football and their football team. Hey, you got rid of your coach and everything came back and you had a pretty good season. Oh, and what I see here, the most consecutive seasons ranked. Is that what it says here? Oh wow. So they've been ranked 56 straight seasons. Ohio State, is that true? They haven't had a down season? Yeah, I guess they haven't. 68 through 23. Wow. And now you have second is Georgia with 27, which is current. Wisconsin 27, Oregon 26, Oklahoma 25. Yeah, but I thought Oklahoma had a bad season. I guess they got ranked at the end of the season. LSU 24, USC 22. Bama 17. Bama's only 17. Well, once Saban came in, and Oklahoma State 16, then Notre Dame 13, and Clemson 13. I guess also dependent because Oklahoma wasn't ranked and they lost their bowl game. Oh, but they came in. They had went and it wasn't a great season. And USC got in at the end of the season. They were kind of went out of the rankings. But man, I guess so. The dump is really up there. And do you see the sexual assault revelations? So the 2018 the Canadian junior Olympic hockey team allegedly raped a girl after an event, and 5 players in the NHL are being told that they have to report to authorities, turn themselves in, and that's not a good thing. That is not good at all. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, the goalie for who's the Canadian? And they said 5 players, Canadian, 5 NHL players. Trying to find 5 NHL. Yeah, 5 NHL players charged. What did I see? I saw it right here. The Michael McLeod and Cale Foot of the Devils, Carter Hart, the goalie of the Philly Flyers, Dylan Dubé of the Calgary Flames, and former NHL player Alex Formatin, who's playing in Europe. All have been granted indefinite leave. They said it was. I think they said some bullshit like personal reasons or whatever. Well, no, it's in trouble. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the Flyers and Swiss club HC Ambri Piotta, personal reasons for Formanton's leaves. So do the Flyers do the same thing. The Flames cited Dubé's mental health, and the Devils did not give a reason for McLeod. So they could be in some serious trouble, man. So I thought that they already they had settled a lawsuit with a woman who said she was sexually assaulted by 8 members of that team at a gala. 5 players from that team were asked to surrender to police. Whew, that's not good. Yeah. The NHL opened its own investigation in 2022 and pledged to make those findings. You know what? It's all bullshit. You know what? Their own findings. I always feel like that shit is always bull. The way they handle things, and we do our own investigation, and it's just more bullshit. You know what? If bad shit's happening out there. And some of these, athletes think that and a lot of people think they're bigger than God. We can do whatever we want and get away with it. Well, comes back and bites you in the ass, man. Bites you in the ass hard. Gotta be careful with that stuff, man. Yeah. So I saw that. I was like, whoo, these guys, hope they have good attorneys because they're gonna need them. They're going to need him big time. Yeah, Hal sent me the list of 3,000 hit guys. I was like, and the Gumbo Chef, we trained at great workout yesterday. He sent me the name of a guy, Jean-Jacques Hunter. He was a walk-on at Tulane. I think he's a safety. He's going to so Gumbo Chef went to high school with his mom. So I reached out to him. I said, hey, I know you're in school right now, but I'd love to get you on a future podcast and talk to you about playing college football, your regimen, all that. And so we'll see. He knows I'm reaching out to him, so we'll see if he gets back to me. But I did reach out to him. We'll see what happens. I told you, it's pretty cool, right? Yeah, so I talked about that. Yeah, talked about a bunch of stuff. And yeah, so hopefully he'll get on in the future. Yeah, so Jim Harbaugh, they'll need a GM. Ravens, Joe Hortiz, Giants, Brandon Brown, Bears, Ian Cunningham, and Colts, Ed Dodds are the favorites, but they wanted to get Harbaugh in first. It's a 5-year deal, they said. And Michigan tried to negotiate to keep him in Michigan, but he wanted to go pro. And this is from Sam Farmer. Listen to this one. Jim Harbaugh, Bob Seger, Iggy Pop all went to the same high school in Ann Arbor. Is that kind of crazy? Iggy Pop, Bob Seger, and Jim Harbaugh all went to the same high school. Pretty cool. So the last time Jim Harbaugh was in NFL, won an NFL division title was in 2012. The last time the Chargers won an NFL division title was in 2009. He has a .695 winning percentage, 44-19, and 1 tie. He owns the 5th highest winning percentage in league history and highest among active coaches. And Greg Roman is still available. Well, Fangio went to the Eagles. Pep Hamilton, David Shaw, Ajiro Evero could be available. Well, they got a new coach, so I don't think he's going to stay with Carolina. He could get a quality staff right off the bat. Thank you for that company, Jace. And this is interesting. The power of 34. I saw this today. 2002, Jack Harbaugh's Western Kentucky Hilltoppers won their first 1AA championship, the FCS. They beat the McNeese State Cowboys 34-14. 2013, John Harbaugh beat his brother Jim in the Super Bowl 34-31. In Super Bowl, I'm always terrible with that. Is that 37? No, wait, that can't be 50. I can't. I'm terrible at this. That was a while ago, wasn't it? That was like 47? I think that's 47, yes. And Harbaugh's Michigan Wolverines beat the Huskies 34-13. How about that? 34, all 3 guys. They won their championships, 34 points. Yeah, that would have been crazy. Now, he could have got a lucrative deal if he would have stayed at Michigan, but he didn't. And then we were going back and forth. Aaron was saying how the Chargers team is more talented, but they haven't won anything. I said, how do you compare what he had and what he has now? Those teams, and you say, well, Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick went to it was Alex Smith, but Kaepernick went to a goddamn Super Bowl. And they went to a championship game where they lost to the Giants. So, I mean, he went to a Super Bowl, he just won. He just won when he was with the Niners. Not great quarterbacks. So I think he definitely, yes, I think Justin Herbert has the potential to be a better one, but they were comparing Bosa to Aldon Smith was a great football player, but he was a head case. He got in a lot of problems off the field. And Willis was a line. I mean, he had some goddamn good players back then. But, we're going to see what happens. I mean, what are they, $52 million over the cap? They have a lot of cap issues. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on that front. And then over there, we were comparing all the guys. But, yeah, I do like Keenan Allen is a hell of a wide receiver. Yes. But I guess we're going to see what happens. Time will tell, right? Time will tell on that front. Yeah. And more people watched the Chiefs-Bills on Sunday than all 5 2023 World Series games combined. Over 50 million to watch the Chiefs-Bills. World Series combined 45 million. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, people don't watch that stuff. Yeah, I mean, football is king and baseball is baseball. Yeah, and what did I see? Anthony Rendon said that the baseball season should be shorter, and Rich Hill says they should play baseball year-round. Let me tell you, 162 games is way too much baseball. I don't need more baseball. I need less baseball. Yeah, I don't need more of this. You're killing me. And the NFL's laid out its Super Bowl player gambling policy. While in Vegas, players participating in the Super Bowl are prohibited from engaging in any form of gambling, including casino games and betting on any sport. So we're going to have the Super Bowl in Vegas, but don't gamble. I guess you'll go to shows or you'll go to the titter. That's where you end up. Yeah. And This is from John Ewing. Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game, 0-2 versus Brady, 3-0 against all of the quarterbacks. The Ravens are a 3.5-point favorite. I said this, that all-pro guard Joe Thuney from the Chiefs, unlikely to play with a pectoral injury. And Sean Smith, that the betting analyst Warren Sharp claims has an overwhelming tendency to favor the road team. Home teams have won 40.8% of the game's lowest rate in the NFL under a specific referee in the last 3 years, with Smith as referee. During that same period, home teams across the league have won 55.4%. And in this, when home teams won only 40.8, that's a big one. Now, Chiefs on the road against the Ravens, and it would benefit the NFL if Taylor Swift attended the game, which likely wouldn't happen without Travis Kelce in the field. Now, some fans are claiming that the logo, which is primarily red and purple, is a sign that the Super Bowl has been predetermined to feature the Niners and Baltimore because they fit the color scheme. The previous 2 Super Bowls also featured colors similar to both participants. Now, is that going to really happen? I don't know. I mean, they got to still play the games, and the refs can call all they want, but the better team should win. And that's the thing. Lamar, the defense fuels the offense for Baltimore. KC, it's Mahomes, but they have been consistent all season. Now they won a game. I think they won a game against the Bills. The Bills should have. You're at home. They should have won that game. Bills had their chances and did not get it done. Balls dropped, opportunities lost. I know the fake punt, but that still took time off the clock. Even though they didn't give them a touchdown, it took time off the clock that they needed, and Casey did what it had to do to win. Now we're going to see what's happened. Lions defense is not good. The defense is not really good, and they had to hold on and get an interception at the end of the game in a game that should have been over, and it wasn't. And the team with the least colors showing on those logos have won both Super Bowls. Oh, is that what they're saying? In the last 2? Oh, I did not know that. So the team with the least colors showing on those logos have won both Super Bowls. That's interesting. Thank you, Josh. Good stuff right there. Good little take right there. I mean, I find all that stuff just bullshit. I don't even pay attention to it. That people have to. Someone Gumbershev was telling me yesterday that if you watch the hallway and from Kramer in Seinfeld and the hallway in Seinfeld and Kramer's apartment to Jerry's apartment, the way that the apartments are set up, there's no way that works. That Kramer's door would go into Jerry's kitchen. I still am trying to process all that, but I mean, if someone did the time to do the work on that, then more power to them. I don't think thought that hard about it. Though we did watch an episode of Ted the other night, and they came home with a helmet full of shrimp, and they walked in the house and there was no shrimp, which pissed me off because I'm like, well, they had the shrimp in them with the car, but then they walk in the house with no huge helmet full of shrimp. And I don't think he ate all the shrimp in the car because they had just eaten a full dinner. See, now I'm thinking too much about this. But that stuff like that bothers me. So I guess somebody was watching Seinfeld and that bothered them. Yeah. I can't find a pic showing how Jerry's apartment doesn't work. Oh, wait. What did he say? JD, I can. Okay. Yeah, send it to me because I have my phone. So if you can send me the picture, Rob, send it to me because I can look at it. I set up everything now, so I'm not tied. I can use my phone while I'm talking to you guys. So if you want to text me anything, just say I'm texting you and I can look at the text. I can do everything now. I'm trying to make it easier and make it more accessible is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, and the Bucks. So I talked. So they think they might keep it in. John Yeller thinks they'll keep it. They'll keep it in-house because there was continuity. So Thad Lewis could get to take over as the offensive coordinator for the Bucks. Get back to free agents. I guess we'll see what happens on that front. Yeah, I mean we'll see what happens. All right, what did he send me? Oh, wait a minute. So the door, So the door opens. It opens into. Wait, but that's the door right there. What am I'm confused. So that's his. If he opens up the door, it doesn't work, right? The kitchen's there. The door isn't there. Oh, they're making it. Yeah, the hallway would run through the kitchen. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's no way that could happen. Right, because it's a straight hallway. You're right. It is a straight hallway. There's no way to work. Yeah. People are too much time with their heads, Dan. And Rob, thank you for that one. Rob just like, bam, got it for me. Gotta love the internet. Love the internet. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh, Giants hired Michael Gobriel as their special teams coordinator. He's been a Jets special teams assistant since 2021 after coaching in college. So let me understand here. I don't remember the Jets special teams ever being good. I remember them giving up a lot of punt returns and kick returns and just bad everything. So he's going from the Jets as an assistant to be the main guy for the Giants. And can someone tell me how that's a good thing? Because special teams is an important part of football. And I don't think he was that good when the Jets were that good the last couple of years. And it sounds like he got a promotion and across town. Am I misreading something? Because something smells fishy. Very fishy. All right, so Cowboys need to cut out the outside distractions in an attempt to win a Super Bowl per Troy Aikman. I felt like your Cowboys had a lot of distractions. I remember they had a house for their side pieces when they played. And you guys won 3 Super Bowls. So I don't know what happened with that team and this team. I mean, well, I guess you had talent and you had a very good coach. And you had Troy Aikman, who was pretty clutch. So that's the difference between Dak and Troy. Troy got the job done. He may not have put up those phenomenal numbers, but damn, he was good. And you also had Emmitt Smith and, Michael Irvin was all money. And he did a great defense. So what are you going to do? You have 14 different coaches I've interviewed for the Falcons. Bobby Slowick has met with the Commanders. He really impressed the Falcons in a Zoom. I think that'd be a better fit. I think a guy like Slowick or somebody like that. I just don't think I just don't see Belichick. I think Belichick had his run. He had a phenomenal run, but I think the game is past. I think I don't want him coaching my team. I don't. I just don't think he's that guy. I don't. And Phil Perry said about the Pats, they could get a second-round pick. They could take out of Houston. They could get Patrick Paul. He could morph the career of Sebastian Vollmer when they have the 34th pick this year. So he played 7 years, won a Super Bowl, was the 58th pick in the second round, 2009, out of Houston, through Germany. Grew up in Germany, Vollmer. So hey, you know what? Maybe that's a guy that could do. Dan Pitcher was up for some jobs last year, I guess, an offensive coordinator. They kept him as quarterback coach with Cincy last year. Well, now that Callahan left to coach where did Callahan went to Tennessee. So now Dan Pitcher is the offensive coordinator. He's been the quarterback coach for the Bengals last 4 years. Vic Fangio is going to take over, 65 years old. Good luck to him. Yeah, I know. And the Eagles, listen, that I can't believe Sirianni, but they're going to give him another year, and we'll see what happens on that front. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see. I want the Eagles to keep sucking. I just want them to keep sucking. And Sirianni, I can't stand him. I really can't. He's a douchebag. I was watching this Seinfeld, South Park. Remember John Edwards, who did all the what was he? He could read people's minds. He could. What the hell is it called? A psychic. Well, this South Park episode, he won the award as the biggest douche in the world. Because he was a dude. That's why South Park made fun of people. Hilarious. And the Serenity Now episode was just on Seinfeld. I was laughing my ass off. But I'm like, I got to do a show. I got to go send in my old podcast equipment to get fixed. And I'm dragging ass. So I'm like, I got to get moving. And Firm claims that Peacock exclusive NFL wildcard game generated 2.8 million new subscriptions. Great. Congrats to you. Yeah. And so Ari Wasserman is a guy who is really a Ohio State guy. And this says something right here. So he posted, Ohio State lost to Michigan 3 years in a row, and the Wolverines just won a national title. They had to cheat to beat Rutgers. Talk is so weak to me. Yes, Michigan had a Harbaugh on the hot seat. Yes, Michigan may face penalties because of the cheating scandal. But if you're an Ohio State fan still screaming about cheating after the run Michigan just went on to win the Natty, it really just sounds like you're crying to me, which I agree with. I mean, really, they need to cheat to beat and everybody did it. It's like, I know we go after the Astros. Everybody was cheating in baseball. Everybody. They got caught. Okay, so an employee for Michigan, did it really help them win any? I don't know. And then you had your head coach. What do you mean, 6 games this guy? He went 4-0 as head coach this year. Moore went 4-0, filling in. I mean, come on, man. They say that Jesse Minter might be leaving to go with Harbaugh with the Chargers, which could happen. which would be kind of interesting. But we'll see what happens on that front. We shall see. Oh, and they made a joke that they hired former Iowa offensive coordinator Brian Ferentz as their new head coach. Yeah, that'd be scary. Now, Brett Brannon, I said he kept his quarterback and his top wide receiver. Well, Arizona offensive lineman Raymond Polito has withdrawn from the transfer portal. A one-time Alabama commit, was a class of 2023 four-star recruit. So they're keeping guys. Brent Brennan is keeping guys in Arizona, and he's trying to keep the band together, and that team could be pretty goddamn good next season. Now, SGA for OKC, 96 steals. Nobody else has more than 68, and he's averaging 31 points a game. You know what he said? You have to be in really good shape. That team scares me. That team is only going to get better. And, I remember when you had Harden and Russ and you had KD, and OKC was a young team. I think this team might even be better. I think this team could turn out to be better, and we're going to see what's going to happen there. I'm very, very interested to see what can happen. Wes Unseld is now going from the coaching to the front office. They're going to name him interim coach today. He's been coached since July 17, 2021, 77 and 130, a 372 winning percentage. Yeah, you got to get rid of that. You can't have a coach like that. That sucks. That is shit. Yeah, Suns are 9-4 with all of Katie, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker available this season. They're plus 99 in their 262 minutes on the floor together this season. Good for them. 7 straight wins. You want to get a top 2 seed. You do, because it's going to help. He had 46 points last night, Booker, on 86.7 true shooting. Now, true shooting, let's look that up, because true shooting is a little different than shooting. True shooting percentage equals half the points scored divided by the sum of the field goals attempted and 0.475 times the free throw attempts. It's a measure of shooting efficiency that takes into account field goals, 3-point field goals, and free throws. So he had a hell of a game yesterday. Devin Booker's a hell of a player, man. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Devin Booker. I like the way he balls. That did not sound right. Draymond was left off the USA basketball team due to recent suspension per Grant Hill, and he was not needed anyway. What do you need Draymond Green for, Grant Hill? You don't need him at all. What is he bringing to the team? Doucheness? Acting like he's 3 years old, can't control his emotions? Come on. Ridiculous. Iowa State beat K-State 78-67. They're 15-4. K-State fell to 14-5. John Rothstein, a guy I really like. Rothstein thinks that they could go to the second weekend in the NCAA tournament. Curtis Jones, 18 points last night, 70 points a game before. He's averaging 9 points a game. They won last night, and they're 12-0 at Hilton Coliseum. I talked about LSU hosting the Lady Gamecocks tonight. And what did she say? The head coach of LSU, and I see her face. Who's the LSU women's basketball coach? Kim Mulkey says we're the underdogs. Okay, good. So you're the underdogs, and come and play and kick some ass. And I'm rooting for South Carolina because I do. I am a huge. I almost feel like I'd like to see what I always forget it. Head women's basketball coach. Dawn Staley. I would like to see Dawn Staley coach the men. I really think I'd like to see Dawn Staley coach the men and see what she could do. I really would. I would. I'd like to see what she could do. That would be sweet. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would like to see what could happen. I think she could coach the men. I think she could coach the men and coach them quite well. And did you see? So last night, Toronto beat Winnipeg 1-0 in overtime. Austin Matthews, NHL best 39th goal. Carolina beat Boston 3-2. I can't say Brad Marchand. But now Carolina is only 4 points behind the Rangers for first place. The Panthers beat the Coyotes 6-2. Matthew Tkachuk had 2 goals. 29th win of the season, matching the Bruins and Rangers, which is not good. And who's fighting? Tim Zhu is defending his junior middleweight title against Keith Thurman March 30th in Vegas. Katya Zhu was his dad. And yeah, the Zhu Thurman fight will headline PBC's first pay-per-view as part of the new deal with Amazon Prime Video. Thurman moves up to 154 for his first fight in 20. You can't fight. How's a guy fighting after 25 months? I saw that. I was like, are you kidding me? So Zhu went 3-0 in 2023. All his fights in Australia stopped. Tony Harrison, 9th round in March, then beat I watched that fight. Carlos Ocampo in 77 seconds in June, and the decision went over Brian Mendoza in October. He's 24-0, 17 KOs. Became the top fighter at 154 in the absence of Jermell Charlo, who hasn't fought in the division since mid-2022. Thurman's 35, 30-1 with 22 KOs. Former welterweight title holder. One fight in the last 4.5 years, and that one came in early 2022. He's had just 3 fights in the last 7 years. The last time we saw one time, he beat Mario Barrios over 12 rounds in February 2022. I was like, that's a long time, man. That is a long, long time. And Zverev beat Alcaraz in 4 sets. Coco Gauff lost to Sabalenka, and I got to pronounce her. So they were on it. They were on last night at the matches won at 3:30 in the morning. So Coco Gauff lost in 2 sets, which I was not happy about. I was not happy about at all. So Coco lost in 2 sets, and what's it? Dinah? I don't want. I'm butchering her name. I don't want to butcher her name. And she went against a Chinese. Where is it? How come it's not here? Oh, geez, Louise. Because it was on 3:30 this morning. I was watching it, and Australian Open women. I was watching. So she was down. I watched her lose the last points of the Australian Open. Yeah, she lost to Yastremska. Lost to Zhang 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, and Gauff lost to Sabalenka 7-6. She lost 7-2 in the tiebreaker, and then 6-4. So it's Sabalenka versus Zhang. Zhang in her first major final, and Sabalenka has won before. Yeah, Sabalenka's won a couple. If I remember, Sabalenka majors. Sabalenka, that's not what I need. You always move without me and make me crazy. Sabalenka won. Let me see. Sabalenka has won. She has won how many majors? 13 titles. She won Australian in 2000 last year, and she made the final of the U.S. Open last year. So she's going for her second major. All right. Yeah. So I was watching the end of that, but 3:30 in the morning is way too early. And Michigan would have killed me if I woke up that early to watch it. How about the Winter Games, January 25th, 1924? The first Winter Games in Chamonix, France was dubbed the Winter Sports Week. The 12-day program, 6 sports and 16 events with 16 countries competing. And the first modern Summer Games was in 1896. By the 1920s, the Summer Games had already featured many wintered sports, but they were limited by the warm weather. So the 1924 Summer Olympics, the French Olympic Committee scheduled Winter Sports Week. 258 athletes competed in events such as figure skating, speed skating, hockey, curling, and more. Charles Dutroux won the 500-meter speed skate in the game's first event, making him the first ever Winter Olympic champion. Now, this is what I want to talk about. Canada won the golden ice hockey with 3 wins. They beat Czechoslovakia 30-0, Sweden 22-0, and Switzerland 33-0 for a total victory margin of 85-0. 85-0. Jeez Louise. And so they used to be every year. They were held during the same year as the Summer Olympics until 92, when the games became staggered by 2 years of one another. But how about that? 3 wins, 85-0. I was like, holy shit. Talk about an ass kicking. That's not even hockey. That's like a football score. Can you imagine losing a hockey game at any age? 30-0 in hockey. It would just be like ba-bing, 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 ba-bing. I mean, I'd be like like in Bad News Bears. He forfeited I think I lost a soccer game like 9-0. And I thought that was a lot. But 30 goals? Ho, not be happy. And Herman is coming back, they said. 6 teams, including Blue Jays and Orioles, the Mets, are his least favorite. I guess they don't have a good I don't know why he wouldn't go pitch for the Mets. Why would anyone want to pitch for the Mets? I think that's kind of crazy. And who has joined us? JT6146. You want to talk any sports, buddy? Anything you want to talk about? I mean, bring it on, man. Let's talk. I'm like, wow, that's I gotta find out who you are. You want to talk some sports? Let's talk some sports. And yeah, I just looked up the rich. Yeah, I don't want baseball going on forever. Yeah, I do not. I do not. I'm seeing if I missed anything else. Keishon Butte arrested over allegations of illegal betting while at LSU. Oh, great. Keishon arrested over of illegal betting while. How long ago was that? Oh, Debo Samuel limited in practice. Oh, charged with computer fraud, underage gambling related to account that bet on LSU, other colleges. So Butte got in trouble for betting on illegal. Really? What the hell happened here, dude? So when did this happen? As a student athlete, per Scotty Hunter of WFAB 9 in Baton Rouge, uh, arrangements were made for Butte to be booked into East Baton Rouge Parish Prison, $6,000 bonds. Okay. Butte is alleged to have used an alias to circumvent the legal age requirements for gambling and place more than 8,900 wagers over a 13-month period from April 2022 to May 2023, including at least 6 on LSU football games. Hey, what's up, Jenny Valdez? How are you doing today, Jenny Valdez? Nice to see you. Wow, that's a lot of bets. We are aware of the matter, the NFL says, but have no further comment. LSU issued a statement saying it was made aware of the allegations involving Butte in July 2023 and has fully cooperated with it, all relevant authorities involved in the investigation and will continue to do so. He was alleged to have placed a total of 17 wagers on NCAA football games. He played 3 seasons for LSU. 2022 is when he 11 to 14 games a year was alleged to have been involved in the gaming scheme. 21st birthday was on May 7th of last year. He reversed course of view and declared for the. He said he was coming back and then declared for the draft. He appeared in 5 games as a rookie. It's unclear if Butte will be subject to discipline from the NFL. The league's gambling policy prohibits players from betting on NFL games and placing bets within a team or league facility or venue. I feel like this was done outside of college, so how could it be in that jurisdiction? But I mean, hey, what the hell? I mean, all right, so doesn't sound good, right? I mean, it sounds a little crazy, right? I mean, it just sounds not crazy. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, now you have a phone, you can do whatever you want. So you have a phone, you can bet on anything. You're just like, hey, I'm going to bet on this. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, it just. Oh, Durant posts meme after getting chippy with Grant. Why do I care? What do you post last night there, KD? You were the most. You really have no. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's poking fun, so it's a housewives picture. But KD, really does that bother you? Oh, Kyrie's out with a thumb injury. Isn't Kyrie out every other hour? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. Yeah, Fantasy Football talked about that. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything else with the Doncic requests fans ejection and loss. Oh wow. Pro plunge. Dunlop the PGA Tour after Amex win. Oh, I guess he's not staying in college. All right. He's turning pro and accepting membership on the tour. All right. Yeah. Okay. Good for him. I guess he decided that the money was too good to pass up. He is full-time PGA Tour. What's every other hour? What, dude? Sometimes I don't even know what I just said. What happens every other hour? What I missed? Tell me what I just said, dude. Sometimes my brain just shuts off. I got to be honest with you. I think I got dropped in my head. Yeah. Doncic every year. Doncic. Yeah. Katie's just a pain in the ass. So Keefe is the new coach. Oh, okay. Giannis surprised Griffin fired. Trusted Brooks. Oh, shut the hell up. You don't want Nick. Shut up. You just Kyrie. Oh yeah, every other exactly every hour. Kyrie. Yes, Kyrie. Shut up. That's what he had. Exactly about. So Doncic got upset to eject heckling fan and loss. Really, fans can't heckle you? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, frustration resulting in being called for a technical foul. Him asking for a heckling fan to be ejected. A Suns fan who wore a Booker L. Valle jersey while sitting in the second row behind the midcourt press area. The man shouted, "Luka, you're tired. Get your ass on the treadmill." Wow. He turned around and said to the fan for a few seconds as Doncic jogged back on defense. He waved toward the Mavs VP of security, pointed to the fan, and gestured, "Yeah, yeah." The fan left without further incident after being approached. Why would he have to leave for saying that? That's really a reason? He took umbrage with the reporting of his request for the fan's objection. He was cursing me the whole first half, too. He said, "Oh, well, listen, he's paying for good seats. I think they become more sensitive. You know what? Really? You think Jordan was like, oh my God, you're yelling at me. I got to get you out of here. Look, Doncic does look a little chunky to me all the time. He does. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. You know what? Block him out. All these guys are so fucking sensitive to you. Oh my God, the guy's yelling at me. Dude, you make 30, 40 million a year. They can yell at you a little bit. Fans can't say anything. Oh, they have to be nice to you. They can't heckle you. Good for that guy. Had a jersey on. He got his money's worth. I'd be like, fuck it, I'm not leaving. Yeah, no way. Hell no. I'd be like, go to hell. So now the Wizards, Brian Keefe is going to replace Wes Unseld Jr. for the rest of the season. He's been with the Nets, the Thunder, the Lakers, and the Knicks. I don't know. They suck. It's a team that's not going anywhere. Poole turned out to be a good pickup for them, huh? Real good pickup. Yeah, he's sucky. He's sucky bad. He's stinky. He not good. All right, I missed anything here? Oh, did you see Jesse James, the porn actress, OD'd with her boyfriend? Not that I've ever watched any porn, but if I did happen to watch Jesse James in a porn, I was very happy with. So rest in peace, Jesse James. She was actually in an episode. I think Jesse James? What's her name? Jesse Jane? Jesse James? Jesse Jane? Was that her name? Jesse Jane? Her name? Just saw it on Triple X. I think that was her. What was her name? Jesse. Yes, Jesse Jane. Yeah, following a parent overdose. Yeah, she was in an episode of Entourage. I was always a fan of her. I mean, I've never really watched her movies, but I've heard her movies are really good. So she died at 43. Sucks. So that I was really like, that sucks. I saw that. I was like, that sucks. Really sucks. I don't know why what that came in my head. Yeah. Oh, Alabama lands 5-star wide receiver Ryan Williams. Wisconsin hiring ex-USC defensive coordinator Alex Grinch. Good for him. All right. That's all I got for today. All right. Let me get to some trivia questions. Damn. Yeah. What is it? Oh, is that a trombone? Huh. Is that trombone? What is that one? Oh, I like that one. And what's a rim shot? Hey, that's a rim shot. What's a chip? Don't like that one. Yeah. And I think that's a technical foul. That was the Chris Webber timeout. I love that one. That one always is going to make, but it's not loud enough. He called timeout. I thought it'd be a cooler timeout sound. And I really wanted to have on from, what the hell was it from? You cannot be inconceivable from Princess Bride, but I couldn't find a good version of it. So I didn't do it. I tried. Hey, Coach Raby, let's get, you know what, Coach Raby, let's get you on again to talk about SUNY Morrisville for next season. I loved having you on. Come on a show. Let's talk again. You were fantastic. And, I feel like next year you're going to bounce back. And one of the Empire 8 won the D3 championship, which is great for the conference and everything. So, Coach Raby, let's get you on again. If you want to talk this off season, I'd love to have you on again. I had you on once, and I am coming to a game next year. I promise you that. I was coming this year, and did not happen. Yeah. So I apologize. I'm not trying to make excuses, but did not happen, and I was upset about that. And I followed you guys all year. I talked about SUNY Morrisville all season, and your former quarterback who just graduated. I'm trying to get him on a show, but he just started working, so I want to get him on to talk post-college career. So anytime we're going to come on, Coach, I'd love to have you on. Okay? Let's make that happen. Okay, so trivia questions. Last show trivia question was what NBA coach had the shortest tenure ever? Shortest tenure ever for an NBA coach. Does anybody have the answer to this? The shortest tenure for an NBA coach. Shh. How about Jerry Tarkanian? Jerry Tarkanian, 20 games, 9-11 with the Spurs back in, what year was this? 92. 20 games. 20 games. That blows my mind. And then, so I looked at, for the rest of the year, you had Rex Hughes who went 1-0 in a game, and then John Lucas went 39-22 with the Spurs. They finished 49-33. They lost in the semis to the Suns in 6 games. So you start off 9-11, 20 games. Tark the Shark is out, and with John Lucas taking over, you finish with a winning record, 16 games over, and make the second round of the playoffs. The second is Bob Weiss, 30 games in the 2005-2006 season. He went 13-17 with the Supersonics, and then it was replaced by Bob Hill, who finished the season. They finished 35-47, so he went 22-30 the rest of the year. Weiss moved into an advisory role with the franchise. They had Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis, and that was it. And they were a 52-win team the season before, and that was it. Tied for third, Rudy Tomjanovich, 43 games with the Lakers in 2004 following the departure of Phil Jackson. He had health issues. He went 24-19. Frank Hamblin took over, and he went 10-29. They finished 34-48. The year before, they'd lost the finals to the Pistons, and then they got rid of, they lost that game, winning only 34 games. Missed the playoffs for the first time Lakers in 11 years. It was the first season since 95-96 without either Shaq, who was traded to the Heat for Lamar Odom, Caron Butler, and Brian Grant, and future draft picks, or point guard Derek Fisher, who signed a 6-year deal with the Golden State Warriors, and they had the worst team defensive rating in the NBA. So Tomjanovich only lasted 43 games, and Frank Hamblin took over, and they went 10-29. So how about that? Okay, today's trivia question. This is a true-false. Jordan Love is thrown for 3,849 passing yards. Well, I want to see what his stats were. What did Jordan Love finish with? I don't think that was his total. Jordan Love. Let's see what he finished. Yes. So Jordan Love for the season threw for 4,159 yards and 32 touchdowns. True, false? No. I think I just gave it. Jordan Love is thrown for through this past season for over 4,100 yards, 32 touchdowns. True or false? Has a Bears quarterback ever thrown for 4,000 yards and had over 30 touchdowns in the season? True, false? Has there ever been a Bears quarterback? I realize the question sucks. Bears quarterback ever thrown for over 4,000 yards or thrown for over 30 touchdowns in a season? True, false? And I realize as I said that question, I just gave it. Fantastic. Ugh. All right. I accidentally hit the pause button, and I just realized that I paused it for like 8 minutes. So I don't know. I put my hand on something and I paused my podcast. So let's do this again. I don't know what I missed. If I missed it, I just missed the trivia question. Well, it's on, the good thing is it is on my IG, and it is on my YouTube. So I'll be honest with you. The new Roadcaster system is not as good as my old one because I don't know. There's something about, I just accidentally hit the button, and if I hadn't looked down, I wouldn't have realized that I missed something. So the trivia question for this show last show was who had the least amount of shortest NBA tenure was in 92. Jerry Tarkanian, Tark the Shark, only had 20 games with the Spurs with 9-11. And it's funny because John Lucas took over. They went 49-33 and lost the second round of the playoffs to the Suns. Bob Weiss in 2000, was it 2005, 2006, went 30 games, and he went, what did he go? He went 13-17. This is the season after, they won 52 games, and then Bob Hill took over, and they went 22-30. And Rudy T in 2004 took over for Phil Jackson. 2004-5 season, the year after the loss of the Pistons, after Phil Jackson was let go, and he had health issues. He went 24-19, and then Frank Hamblin took over. They went 10-29. So, and today's trivia question was Jordan Love threw for over 4,000 yards this year, 32 touchdowns. True, false? Has a Bears quarterback ever thrown for over 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns in a season? True, false? That's today's question. I was talking about some other stuff. That's all I got for today. Josh, thanks for Josh, Aaron, Rob, and Jason will get you on a show. JT 6146, Jenny Valdez, Coach Raby, thank you for being on today. Love to get you on to talk about SUNY Morrisville in the future. I would love to see that happen. I got Jason. We got to get you on to talk about Jim Harbaugh. So everybody have a great day. Someone to Michigan. My mom, Mrs. S, Carol and Carol, Linda and your mom, everybody's, listen, a lot of shit going on. Everybody's getting sick, and yeah. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Adios.